So I'm Joe Esposito. Some of you know me, some of you don't. My background real quickly, I'm board certified in chiropractic, I'm board certified in orthopedics, double board certified in nutrition, BS in nutrition. Some of you hear me on the radio, right? That's what I look like. Bummer, dude. So we're going to talk today about pain management, managing pain without drugs. And this is a big topic because at some point in your life, everybody has pain, right? I mean, I don't think there's anybody who gets through life and says, I have been totally pain-free forever. Everybody's going to have some type of pain. And I want to talk about what pain is, why pain isn't always bad, and then what we can do about managing the pain, things that you can do every single day. Because every day, patients come into my office and they have pain, and they're doing things that are making the pain worse. Now, wouldn't you feel really silly, and some of you may feel silly at the end of this lecture today, feel really silly that you've had headaches for 10 or 20 years and you caused them? Or you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, arm pain, hand pain, wrist pain, and you made it worse. And chances are you are. But again, it's just because you don't know. We're going to teach you today how to do that. So, we're also going to talk about the brain. We're going to talk about neurology today. And we're finding now in our studies of pain patients that the brain can actually change shape when you have pain. And then the altered shape of the brain causes more pain, which causes it to change shape. Got it? We used to think once you're born, the brain was in. That's not the case. The brain has an ability called plasticity. Plasticity is plastic. It's moldable. You can change its shape. The brain has plasticity. The brain can actually change its shape. And structure affects function. Engineers? No engineers today? Okay. Structure affects function. Can we agree with that? First day of engineering school, right? That's what you learned. Structure affects function. So how the brain works, how the spine works, how the muscles work, are going to affect how they function. Right? So the way the body works is your brain sits up here, right? Most cases? You'll get that later. In most cases. And your brain sends messages down your spine, out your nerves, to every cell in the body. Way back when mommy and daddy got romantic, when you were conceived on that wonderful night, when the sperm and the egg came together, the first thing to form was the brain. Those 2 cells became 4 cells, became 8 cells, became 16 cells, and that was the first thing to form was the brain. Why? Because the brain controls everything. Nothing else can work unless the brain tells it what to do. Then this little brain grew a tail, and you look like a tadpole. And that tail, what do you think that was? Spine. Exactly. So the brain and the spine then sent out little branches. And one branch became an arm, and one branch became a leg, and one branch became a liver, a spleen, a kidney, a gallbladder, a thyroid, a pituitary. Everything just came from the brain and the spinal cord. So the brain and the spinal cord are so important that the brain, that body protects them. And what is it protected in? Bone. Nothing else is protected in bone. The brain and the spinal cord are encased in bone because they're so important that we have to protect it. Now there's a downside. We created vertebrae. And the vertebrae allow us to move. We give up strength for mobility. Right, engineer? Okay? You can have strength or mobility. It's hard to have both. Okay, so because we're mobile, our spine now is more susceptible to damage. And with 24 vertebrae in your spine, any one of them can twist out of place. And if a vertebrae twists out of place, it pinches a nerve. And if you pinch a nerve, it does what? It hurts. Exactly, it hurts. So here comes logic. If I'm pinching a nerve and it hurts, what should we do? Unpinch it. Now that logic eludes a lot of people. Anybody ever been to a pain management doctor? We inject into the spine to cover up the what? Hey, what if we just unpinch the nerve? And in most cases, it's that easy. Not all cases, but in most cases, it's that easy. I am not against drugs. I am not against surgery. I'm against unnecessary use of drugs and surgery. And so often, we're going to say, well, if this bone is pinching this nerve, I can just inject into this nerve. What if we just unpinch it? Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay? So the first thing we're going to look at when we deal with the patient is the cause of the pain. Not the treatment, cause. Pain can be good. Remember we said that? Pain can be good? If I touch this hot stove right now, and it burns, and I pull my hand away, is that good? Very good. I didn't cook my hand. So pain can be good. Pain is telling you something's wrong. Pain is a warning sign. That's all it is. It's a warning sign telling you something's wrong. It's a symptom. High blood pressure, is that the problem? What's causing the high blood pressure is the problem. Diabetes? What's causing the diabetes is the problem. Now, I'm not against treating the symptoms. I'm okay with treating the symptoms as long as your ultimate goal is get to the cause. Got it? Right. So you always want to get to the cause of the problem, and if a bone is pinching a nerve, it hurts. Unpinching. There's a catch here. 90% of your nerves don't feel pain. Okay? If a vertebrae in the spine, the question was, how do you unpinch a nerve? Let's assume we're using our neck. If the bones in the neck move out of place, what I do is I manipulate the bones back into place. It's called an adjustment. And I adjust the bones back into their normal position so as to unpinch the nerve. Now when you're young, you have real good circulation, you have real good blood vessels, you have real good strength and ability to heal. As we get older, the circulation to these ligaments and bones and discs decreases. So it's a little harder to fix the older we get. But guess what? We're never going to be as young as we are today. All right? And it will get worse as time goes on and harder to fix. So we put the bone back in place, and many times it takes a series of treatments to get the bones back in place. But now what we've done is we've connected the brain to the body. We allowed that life energy, that life force to flow from above down, inside out, to heal the body. And that's the only way the body can ever really heal, is if the brain tells it what to do. So the way we unpinch a nerve, we put the bones back in place. Okay? And a good example is I have a piece of steak and I cut it. Does it ever heal? Of course not. Why doesn't it heal? It's not connected to the brain. There you go. If it was still connected to the cow's brain, it would heal. If I cut myself, I heal. If I cut a dead person, they don't heal. The brain is no longer talking to the body. So I want you to get this concept that the brain and the body have to talk to each other. And it seems to be totally ignored in mainstream healthcare, and I don't know why. Okay, if I tie a string around my finger starts going dead, what do? Untie it, unpinch it. So I want you to get that unpinching the nerves is vital, not just for pain, because 90% of the nerves don't feel pain. Those are the nerves that control the organs. Okay, don't raise your hand, but if you have high blood pressure, it doesn't hurt. Diabetes doesn't hurt. Being blind doesn't hurt. Controlled by what? Nerves. So you've got to get the nervous system working. And if a bone pinches a nerve, we put the bones back in place, we unpinch the nerves. That's one way we can interfere with nerve function. The other way is chemical. Physical and chemical. Chemical would be what? Drugs, food, alcohol, environmental toxins. Okay, anybody ever drink and fall down? Don't raise your hands. Why do you fall down when you drink? Your cerebellum, this part of the brain, controls balance in the body. Okay? That's why if I'm going to knock somebody over, if I hit them in the chin, their head snaps back and damages the cerebellum and they fall down. Cerebellum creates balance. Alcohol gets into the blood system. The cerebellum has a lot of blood vessels. The alcohol gets absorbed very quickly into the cerebellum. Alcohol shuts down normal neurological function. You fall down. So chemically we can alter a nerve, and physically we can alter a nerve. So chemically, how would we alter a nerve? How about with food? Remember I started the lecture by saying you may be doing things that's making your pain worse? So let's talk about that. Foods that you eat can increase pain levels. There are 7 foods that will increase your pain levels. Those 7 foods are alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. Collectively, you all thought one thought. My God, that's everything. That's what most people eat. You ignore the other 120,000 good foods, you eat the 7 that'll make you sick. And under sugar, we have breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas. Grains. So we started the lecture today, and Lori gave you some soda sweetened with stevia. Have you ever had that before? Was it okay? Not bad, right? Okay. If you drink regular soda, sometimes there's something in it called sugar. Now, before the 1970s, sugar was the bad guy. Remember that? Sugar was bad. Brush your teeth. Don't chew candy. Blah, blah, blah. Now, in the 70s, we came out with a new sweetener. And that new sweetener is called high fructose corn syrup. Let's talk about that for a second and how it relates to pain management. When you put fructose in your liver, your body can process about 25 grams of fructose a day. That's about 3 or 4 pieces of fruit. That's about it. Anything beyond 25 grams of fructose, all of it gets metabolized in your liver. The liver breaks it down into something called uric acid. Uric acid, when it gets into your joints, hurts. What's the disease we talk about uric acid with a lot? Arthritis? What kind?
Yeah.
Gout. Right? Uric acid buildup in where? Usually the big toe. Guess what? All the joints get uric acid buildup and it hurts. So I have a patient come to me, they've been in a car accident, they have chronic pain, whatever it is, and I start treating them. And as I'm treating them, they're taking high fructose corn syrup every day, which is increasing the uric acid levels, and they say, Doc, I'm not getting any better. Yes, you are, but you keep making it worse. It's like having a scab. Stop picking it, and it'll heal. And the food you're eating is like picking the scab. You're making it worse. And high fructose corn syrup is one of those bad ones. So uric acid gets into the joints and it hurts. Uric acid prevents your body from producing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide opens up your blood vessels, which brings nutrients to the area and flushes away waste products. We said earlier, this nice young lady said, how do you unpinch a nerve? Well, we do chiropractic manipulations or adjustments and put the bones back in place. But you can also irritate it chemically. And if you're taking a lot of high fructose corn syrup for creating uric acid, preventing nitric oxide production, it cuts off the blood supply even further, slowing down the healing process. So it makes sense to not slow down the healing process. Every time you eat high fructose corn syrup, or even a lot of fructose, you're increasing the pain and slowing down the healing. Doesn't make sense, does it? Someone famous once said, forgive them. Now you know. Okay? So stop causing the problems. Now, alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. What do you think is the worst one for pain? Alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. What do you think is the worst one to increase your pain? Artificial sweetener. There you go. Aspartame, the little blue packet, breaks down to 3 components: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methyl esters. Aspartic acid is an excitotoxin to the brain. What that means is it causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to, exciting the nerve cells. When you excite a nerve cell, you increase your pain levels. So you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm getting fat, my back hurts, I gotta lose weight, help my back pain, I'm gonna drink diet soda. Study after study after study has shown the more artificial sweetener you consume, the higher your weight gain. Because what happens is, I'm giving you artificial sweetener, the brain says, oh, there's sugar. Wait a minute, there is no sugar. So the body releases insulin. Because it thinks there's sugar there, insulin takes sugar and carries it out of the blood system into the cells to be used as energy. Well, now suddenly you have this release of insulin, not enough sugar for the insulin to do anything about it, you start craving carbohydrates. And you eat more. So study after study has shown it causes you to increase that. Now, 20 years ago, I was talking about artificial sweeteners. Every single day, it seems like there's a new study out on artificial sweeteners, how dangerous they are. They're linking it to ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, bipolar. Aspartame lowers your serotonin levels. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that helps you be happy. So the worst thing you can put in your body of the 7 deadly sins is artificial sweetener. Every lecture, by the way, in the future, that's always the right answer. Okay? Always artificial sweetener. But for pain, it causes the nerves to fire faster than they're supposed to. It's worse than you can ever imagine. It's worse than I can even imagine. Because I used to do lectures on it and I'd say, okay, this is bad. And then new research come out. This is bad and this. And then this and this and this and this. It's the worst. Stop it. There's no need to ever put artificial sweetener. The problem is, where is it?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It's in over 7,000 products.
You can put it in milk, right?
They put it in milk. Yeah, it's everywhere.
We give it to all our diet.
So just don't do it. But if you're not drinking the dairy products, you don't have to worry about it being in the milk.
We give it to all our diet.
Say what?
We give it to all of our diabetic patients.
She's a nurse, and she says we give it to all our diabetic patients. Now, the irony of giving aspartame to a diabetic patient is this. One of the functions of aspartame, it can be a vasoconstrictor. It can cut off your blood supply. To your brain, but also to your pancreas, your kidneys. Isn't it silly? Doesn't make sense. Yes?
Are stevia and xylitol?
Stevia is fine, xylitol is fine. Okay, xylitol has some calories, stevia has no calories. So depending on what you want, we're going to talk about that when we come to dessert. Everybody's got some food, right? Everybody got fed? How was it?
Wonderful.
Delicious, isn't it? Okay. How easy is this to make, Laura?
Very simple.
Very simple, very easy, very inexpensive. And why would I feed you soda, cabbage, mushrooms and spinach and brown rice at a pain management seminar? Because it got you here. Free food always works. The cabbage is high in sulfur. Sulfur is necessary to rebuild cartilage and joints. So if you have an injury, like a bone out of place, cartilage has been torn, ligaments have been damaged. And so what I'm doing is I'm showing you here's something that can actually help rebuild your cartilage. Pretty cool. Also, cabbage contains something called diindolylmethane, DIM. Diindolylmethane prevents testosterone from converting into estrogen. See, I tricked you by feeding you good food. There's a reason why I did. The diindolylmethane prevents testosterone from converting into estrogen. Why is that important? Testosterone helps build muscles. Muscles can brace bones and hold them in place. If you start eating a lot of things that lower your testosterone levels, which a lot of you do every day, testosterone levels drop and you have less likelihood to heal. Make sense? So I gave you cabbage for two reasons, sulfur and diindolylmethane. That's high in fiber and a lot of other things too. Then we gave you brown rice. Brown rice acts as what's called a prebiotic. Anybody know that word? Prebiotic feed the bacteria that's in your colon. Now, why is that important for pain management? Well, number one, a lot of people have abdominal pain. But number two, many times you have pain because you have an infection. And the way we fight off the bad guys are with the good guys. And the good guys are the bacteria in your colon, and I'm feeding them with prebiotics. Only bacteria can digest the prebiotics and grow and multiply. Pretty cool. And the brown rice has fiber, which cleans out your colon. Now this is an interesting fact. If I were to say, how much DNA do you have that's human? Your first answer would probably be, all of it. Of course, right? Of course, I'm 100% human. It's not true. We only have about 10% human DNA. The rest of the DNA is bacteria, germs, viruses, and fungus. Pretty wild, isn't it? 90% of you is not you. 90% are viruses and germs, bacteria. And so if we keep the good guys healthy, they can fight off the bad guys. When you don't keep the 90% of you healthy, the bad guys move in and take over. And then we have a condition called a disease. Disease, what's the word? Dis-ease, not at ease. If the nervous system is flowing easily, physically and chemically, we don't get dis-ease. We have ease. It's what we do every single day to mess up the ease and make it a dis-ease. Chemical and physical. So we give you the brown rice to feed the bacteria, the good bacteria, so they can beat up the bad guys. The spinach. Spinach is very alkalizing to the system. Chemically, we can irritate a nerve, and we can use acid to irritate the nerves. What are 7 acid foods? Alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, artificial sweetener. So acid irritates the nerves, increasing your pain level. Spinach can alkalize or neutralize some of that acid. Mushrooms. Mushrooms help build your immune system. Help fight off bacteria. There's garlic in there. Garlic is antibiotic, antiviral, and antifungal. Can help fight off disease. Pretty cool stuff, right? You thought Lori was just being nice and feeding you. There's a reason why we fed you this food. And those of you who have been to my lectures before know every time I feed you something, there's a reason for it. Sugar is an acid. Meat is an acid. Breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pastas, acids. Dairy products, acids. We're robbing calcium from the body. When you put acid in your body has to neutralize the acid. The body uses calcium as its primary neutralizing agent. Now, what do we think about lack of calcium? What disease you think of right away? Bones, osteoporosis, absolutely. Here's the kicker for you. In most cases, osteoporosis is not too little calcium. In most cases, osteoporosis is too much acid. Wow. How's that for a different way of looking at things? Because think about this. If I was thirsty, I would drink water, and then I wouldn't be thirsty, right? My body was lacking what? Water. So if I have osteoporosis and I take calcium, I should not have osteoporosis, right? Doesn't work that way. Anybody ever know anybody who took calcium and fixed osteoporosis? Never. Never happens. Why? Because it's too much acid. It's robbing the body of the calcium that's already there. And also there's different types of calcium. Calcium carbonate is what the most common calcium supplement is made out of. It's a cheap form of calcium. Very little can be absorbed.
What's the best calcium?
Well, the best calcium is fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. From a supplement, citrate or lactate would be better, yes. Okay? However, again, you have to make sure you need a supplement before you take it. Let me go off on a tangent. Surprise. So many people come to me and ask that question with different words. What's good for osteoporosis? What's good for gas? What's good for bloating? What's good for back pain? What's good for hair? What's good for nails? And I know the supplements. I know supplements inside and out. But you might not need that supplement. The problem might not be that you're low in calcium. The problem might be that you're drinking 6 Diet Cokes a day. Okay? And that could be robbing the body of calcium because it's an acid and it has phosphoric acid in it, which is a stronger acid sucking calcium out of your body again. So the problem may not be that you need more calcium, it may be that you need less acid. So when I sit down with a patient, I always like to analyze that specific patient. Because yeah, it'd be a great idea if you took calcium, you took calcium, you took calcium, you may not need it. So what I normally do with a patient, I write down everything they eat for 7 days. And inevitably, everyone does this when I ask them that. And then when they hand it to me, I've been doing this for 30 years now, they hand me their diet and they say, this was not a good week. All the time. Doesn't matter, this was not a good week. And so then I go over their diet with them and I say, listen, you're doing this, what if we did this instead? I see you're doing a lot of this, what if we replaced it with this? I don't pick on you, I just want to sit down with you and say, hey listen, these are some better options. Oh, I can do that. And then I do an analysis with them and I see if they have any deficiencies. And if you have a deficiency, I'll say, guess what? You need calcium. You might need digestive enzymes to digest your food better so you can absorb the calcium. So if you don't have enough acid, you can't absorb calcium. Oh, interesting. That's a twist. And so it might not be you need more calcium, you need more higher stomach acid. Getting it? So I analyze each patient, I determine what that patient would do best with. Instead of just saying, I need calcium. Yes? We have this long survey that you fill out. It's quick to fill out, it's a checkoff sheet. And then I do computer analysis. Then I look at your diet. Then I look at your symptoms. And I'll say, okay, boom, 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 boom. This person would do very well with adrenal supplementation. This person might do great because their gallbladder and liver aren't working. Your heart may not be working at 100%. And your body, based on your diet, is too acidic. And so we got to pick this, 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 and this. Now, generally speaking, everybody here is too acidic. Okay, unless you've attended my lectures before. And a good way to do it, I don't know if we have a pH paper here, but you can get pH paper and pee on it first thing in the morning. Your first morning urine, wave this paper through it. It's a little tiny strip, maybe the size of my pinky, and you have a color chart. And you look at the color chart and it'll tell you what your acid level is in your urine. Ideally in the morning, 6.5 to 7.0. That's your ideal morning pee. If you're lower than that, which most people are, you're too acidic. So then we have to alkalize the system. How do we alkalize the system? By not putting so much acid in it. Treating the what? Cause. Not the symptom. The symptom is acidity. The cause is what's causing the acidity. And that's what I want to treat. And so I like for patients to do that, to see what they're doing and what they're eating. And once you see what you're eating, you get a better understanding of, oh my gosh, I can actually monitor my own health right now every single morning. Pretty cool. And that's what's great about a pH test. And it's very, very inexpensive. You do it yourself, it's no big deal. And then you can say, I'm eating too much alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, artificial sweetener, breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas, and maybe I should cut back. And you can cut back until you get normalized. Now most people are too acidic, and also it's not just food. Environmental toxins can create acidity. Breathing, living, working out, these can all create acidity. So what I like to do, I take this every single day. This is called Dr.Joe Super Greens. This has wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa grass, and kamut grass. Very alkalizing to the system. Okay? Then we add prebiotics. Remember prebiotics? We add rice bran to feed the bacteria in your colon. Then we add omega-3 fatty acids. I was watching an infomercial this morning for some unknown reason. And they were talking about some doctors said, oh, many of the drugs are taken off the market for inflammation. So I had to come up with something new for my patients. Something new. I was talking about this for 30 years. And I give them omega-3 fatty acids. I know, but wait, there's more. So we put chlorella and spirulina, which is the purest form of omega-3 fatty acids. Most people think of omega-3 fatty acids from where?
Fish.
Fish, exactly right. Fish are very high in omega-3 fatty acids, some of them. The problem is they're also high in mercury. And mercury gets into the brain and short circuits the brain. The brain controls what? Everything. Not a good idea. So you can get fish oils that are certified mercury-free. So if you're going to do a fish oil, I recommend you do one that's certified mercury-free. However, fish don't produce omega-3 fatty acids. Fish get omega-3s from eating smaller fish, who eat smaller fish, who eat algae. Algae is the source of the omega-3 fatty acids. And what do we like to get to? The source. So instead of eating a fish, eat the algae. And that's what...
Is there omega-3s in that?
Yes. This has chlorella and spirulina, which is the purest form of omega-3 fatty acids. Pretty neat. Okay? Also, this company, Nordic Naturals, does an algae omega-3 as well. So we're going to see, I predict in the future, the fish oil craze is going to go away, and this is going to take over. This is purer, it's more biosustainable, and it's better for you. And chlorella, by the way, can also detoxify mercury out of your system. Oh, neat.
Do you need to take any vitamins?
Good question, I'll answer that in a second. Do we need to take any vitamins if I take this? And then we had dulse. Dulse is high in seaweed. Seaweed's high in iodine. Almost everybody here is iodine deficient. Okay, seaweed is the best source. Your iodine can help control hormones and control temperature and control growth, and so it can affect pain levels as well. And most people don't get enough of the right iodine in their diet. Okay, so this is very alkalizing to the system. To answer your question, somebody asked me years ago what would be the best supplement in the world. And my answer was, if somebody could take organically grown raw fruits and vegetables and put them in a pill, wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Simple, easy, quick, inexpensive. So I did. Okay. We take 10 servings of organically grown raw fruits and vegetables and we juice them. We take the water out at a very low temperature. Why low temperature? Heat destroys enzymes. Enzymes are necessary to break up inflammation and pain. What's left is a powder. Then we add anti-inflammatories, prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, and a complete multivitamin. I take this and this every single day. And they're powders. This is called Super Greens. This is called Essential Source. I take a scoop of this and a scoop of this every single day. I took one this morning. That gives me my complete multivitamin spectrum, alkalizing the system, seaweed, omega-3 fatty acids. It's all right here. Okay? So, to answer your question. And my daughter, who's 8 years old, every morning we make a smoothie when we're together, and I feed her one as well. So she leaves the house with more nutrition in her body than most adults get probably in about 3 or 4 days. Put it in yogurt? I wouldn't do yogurt. It's a dairy product. I would do rice yogurt, coconut yogurt, almond yogurt. That would be a better choice. Or just mix it with water. You can put it in anything you want. Yeah. Okay, tastes fine. So that'll alkalize the system and then give you the nutrition, because so many times people are in pain because they're deficient in nutrition. The body can't work, and the nerves work on chemicals. I am not plugged into the wall, which means I have to generate electricity. How do I generate electricity? From the chemicals I put in my body. So if you're putting bad chemicals in your body, you can't generate the electricity to make the nerves work. The nerves control the pain levels. So a lot of people are in pain because they're nutritionally deficient. And that's the other thing about pain. You so far? All right, dehydration. Dehydration can lead to increased pain levels as well. Anybody have kids? Anybody ever was a kid? Should have waited. So, when you're a baby, you want to drink, you want to drink, you want to drink, you want to drink, sippy cups everywhere. Okay? Why? Because in an infant, one part of the brain controls hunger, another part of the brain controls thirst. As we grow up, even as toddlers, those two parts of the brain grow together. When they grow together, you have a hard time distinguishing between hunger and thirst. So most times when you're hungry, you're not hungry. You're thirsty. And most of us don't drink enough water. How do you know you drink enough water? When you pee, it should be clear. You should be able to read a newspaper through it. Don't try that. But your urine should be clear. Unless you're taking B vitamins, it should be clear. Take B vitamins, it's bright orange. If it's not, you're not drinking enough water. Now the water helps hydrate the muscles. And if the muscles are drying up and dehydrating, that can cause pain. Anybody do that? You work outside, you start to sweat, you start to cramp. Why? You're dehydrated. You've got to get the fluids into your system. And most people don't. You've got to get that water in there. How do you know you drink enough? Urine should be clear. It's very simple. Okay? So we got to keep the body chemically balanced and physically balanced if we're going to deal with pain. The other thing I deal with a lot is abdominal pain. A lot of patients come to me literally from all over the world, and they have digestive problems, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, acid reflux. 85% of my patients have digestive problems. 15% lie. 100%. Okay? I mean, everybody's got something. Gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, cramping. Everybody's got something. You don't talk about it. And so if you have that, pain is what? A warning sign. It's a symptom something's wrong. And the most common thing I find with digestion is the stomach, which is supposed to be here, is up here. When the stomach pushes up against the diaphragm, it can hurt. And so many times we have to go in there and adjust or massage the stomach down away from the diaphragm. I work on 10 or 15 stomachs a day. That's how common this condition is. How do you get it? You ate a big meal one day, your stomach blew up and pushed up against the diaphragm. Sometimes it gets bad enough, it's called acid reflux. Gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. Watch every fourth commercial on TV. What's it for? Acid reflux. It's a pretty common problem. Now we can do one of two things with acid reflux. We can neutralize the acid so the pain goes away, or we can fix the cause, which is the stomach in most cases. And the problem is this: if I give you a pill to neutralize your stomach acid, you need acid to break the proteins down and absorb your nutrients. So if you decrease your stomach acid, you're not digesting your food properly. Remember we spent like an hour so far talking about nutrition and food? Now you can't absorb it. So even if you're eating a great diet, you can't digest it because you're dropping your stomach acid so long. Kind of silly, isn't it? Fixing one problem, creating 5 others. So many times the problem is physical, not chemical. And we keep thinking chemical. What supplement can I take? What type of calcium is there? What if I took a B vitamin? Everybody's thinking chemically when the problem's physical. You ever buy a new car, there's a warranty on it. In order to maintain the warranty, you have to do the maintenance on the car, right? If you don't do the maintenance, warranty is void. But if you maintain it, the car dealers know if you maintain it, it's a lot cheaper and less likely to break down, so you don't have to use your warranty. Smart. And nobody thinks about that when it comes to the human body. It's a lot cheaper and easier to maintain than fix it once it breaks down. Everybody's got dessert? It's nice, isn't it? Refreshing. Why would I feed you sorbet at a pain management center? Doesn't make any sense. Of course it does. What's in it, Laura?
Frozen strawberries and canned pineapple.
Frozen strawberries and canned pineapple, that's what's in it. A little bit of stevia for sweetener. Okay, so we don't have any dairy products, we don't have any meat, we don't have any carrageenan, okay, which by the way can cause inflammation in the body. Whole nother lecture. Why should we not have dairy? Let me talk about the dessert and I'll answer that question, because that's a great question. So I gave you pineapple. Pineapple has an enzyme in it called bromelain.